viewers, and welcome to another edition of our women's program, Karimpe. Today we are gathered here on a very auspicious and a beautiful and an important day indeed, because today is International Women's Day. Well, 8th of March every year is observed, celebrated as International Women's Day. Well, women have come a long way and there's so much to celebrate about the lady and the woman. And we celebrate her achievements in different facets of life, be it political, economic, social, etc. And when we celebrate her, it is also a call for attention towards elevating gender equality and gender parity. And this year, the theme of this year's International Women's Day is break the bias. Yes, bias is still there when we compare between men and women, and there is a focused attention this year on breaking the bias. I think one of the ways that bias can be broken is empowering women and especially economic empowerment. And when we talk about economic empowerment, one way that a woman becomes empowered is, of course, having a job of her own and become financially independent. These days, when we are talking about jobs and unemployment, well, there is a whole lot of gamut involved in it because there is no jobs really, and therefore we talk about entrepreneurship. How entrepreneurship driven by very skilled people, very driven people, passionate people can not only become independent financially but also becomes job creators. They employ others, so they not only make their own dreams come true but also make others' dreams come true as well. So today, on this occasion, we have in our studio today two beautiful ladies, successful ladies who are entrepreneurs. They have come a long way and they're passionate about their work, and today, as we celebrate International Women's Day, we thought of having them in the studio of Doordarshan Kendra Shillong and talk to them about their journey, about their life, and how they have gone about becoming what they are today. So hearty welcome to each one of you to this program, and may I now go ahead and introduce our panelists to you. To my left is Yaisha Rimbai. Yaisha is from Ribhoy, and she is a proprietor of Airweave, and she also has a cooperative which is called Right Yapngar Handloom Weavers Cooperative Society. It sounds grand. We will be hearing much more on this, but then we also are being joined by another of our panelists, and she is P. Caroline Wanshong. She is a baker by profession now. She also has her own independent setup, and she not only employs others, but she is also financially independent. So there you have it. I'm sure you would love to be in this program, dear viewers, and enjoy this conversation that we will be having with our panelists today. So very hearty welcome to you, Yaisha, as well as Kara. I will call you Kara, of course, to this program. Wishing you both a very happy Women's Day. And thank you so much for coming to the studios of Doordarshan, and you will be telling us about your journey. Let me begin with you, Yaisha. You are a school teacher. Interesting, right? You are in the field of education. You're a school teacher, but side by side, you are also very passionate about airy silk. Okay, and you have also you have a cooperative society. Tell us about this Airweave that you have, and this cooperative society that you also are involved with.
Yes, thank you. Let me start from my childhood.
Okay.
In my childhood, my mother taught me two skills.
Okay.
This local bakery, what we call Shet Pumaloi, Shet Putharo,
okay,
and handloom weaving.
Okay.
But then when I grew up, I have my own family. I took up handloom weaving side by side with my teaching profession. I also weave because I feel that it generates more income and also it gives more employment. Okay. So I take up the handloom weaving.
Okay.
And it is also because of my love for Drendia, the airy silk. Yeah, I'm as you mentioned, I'm passionate about this Rendia. I want to preserve the tradition, tradition of spinning and handloom weaving.
Okay.
So that is why I took up this weaving, handloom
Okay,
weaving.
okay. So we will come to it, of course, because you have a cooperative society also. You know, you've brought several women together. We will be hearing that journey also. But then, can I bring in Kara? Kara, you are baking some lovely cakes. I mean, they look so wonderful. I'm sure besides the cakes, you're also doing other things. Tell us, how did baking, you know, come into your mind, and what all you do when it comes to baking?
Thank you so much for inviting us. And actually, right from my childhood, I love to bake and doing the cooking. So in the year 2013, I got a chance to take a training on baking.
Okay.
So I went there, and after that, I start my baking.
Your own business.
My own business. Before that, I have done food processing.
Right.
Right from 1998, I went for a training. It's a short-term course. After that, it's because of my passion on baking and making pickles and jam and squash. So I started, and then in 2000, like that, I started right from 1998 onwards, little by little, and until I succeed.
Okay. All right. So it's basically your love of, I mean, both of you all have said that you all love what you do. So from your initial love, today it is a full-grown business.
Yes.
And it is not only giving you financial independence, but you've also employed other people, right, Kara?
Yes.
Tell us, you know, the people who are involved, because you not only trained yourself, but you're also simultaneously training other girls, and they will also become independent someday, and they will also generate and earn their own income, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, who are the others you have trained and, you know?
Actually, before, when I have done the food processing, there are lots of people that I have trained them. So some of them, they have started their own food processing unit, and then some of them, they have started the, when I've done the baking also, some of them, they have started the baking, like so on and so forth, like that.
Okay. So, you know, Yaisha, I think you will agree with me, right, when I say that since jobs, you know, everybody, especially our youth of today, you know, our young girls, they graduate and they want a government job, right? But then maybe a government job will not be so easy to come by. So what would be your, you know, motivation? You know, should they wait for a government job, or can they start something of their own and become independent? Because entrepreneurship is that, isn't it?
Actually, we can start our own business, our own job, but then for starting that, we will need to have our that business idea.
Okay.
Yes, then we will need to plan on that. Because if without proper planning, why entrepreneurs fail? It's because of we just implement without proper planning. That is
right. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the ideas may be great, but then to execute it has to be very well executed with a long-term plan. I think when you say planning, I think it has to be, you have to look ahead to the future, right? And then plan. It cannot be a short-term plan and then you expect to succeed. Now you tell us about this cooperative society that you have called right, Yapnar Handloom Weavers Cooperative Society. Initially, I think it was very small. It was difficult for you to convince also other ladies, you know, from Reboy to join you. Tell us the journey of this.
Yes, we started this cooperative society in 2009.
Okay.
It was a long journey till today. So in 2009, we started the society. We just weave.
Okay.
And myself also, I just weave. But then in 2018, there was an incident that there is a shortage of yarn in my weaving.
Okay.
I got so much order and there is shortage of yarn. So this incident struck my mind, why there is shortage of yarn when there is plenty of cocoon? The Airweave cocoon is
there
available there in our area. There are Airweave rearers.
Okay.
So that idea struck my mind. Why not start from the grassroots, from the start, from the rearers? So that time, 2019, we founded the movement called Kamay Habashongkai.
Okay.
So this Kamay Habashongkai is all about teaching the women, train the women how to value their time while they just sit at home, they just chat, or they just watch TV, they can spin the yarn. So that is what
idea
all
behind it,
all Kamai Habashongkai is all about.
Yes.
So from this Kamai Habashongkai, we went from village to villages, then from house to house. We try to give that awareness to people, to women. From that time, more and more women come. We started with 5 women only in this movement Kamai Habashongkai. Initially, yes, in 2019 when we started. But now we are a team of 100 women, more than 100 women. So this Kamai Habashongkai has touched the life of the people. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure, because we are women especially, sometimes we can be very traditional in our thinking, right? And entrepreneurship, you need the drive, the passion, and you need to have the patience also. Nothing grows overnight, right? You have to wait for things to break even in the business. It takes some time. How difficult or easy was it for you to convince the people about this? I'm sure it was not so easy, right?
Yes.
What were the hardships you faced, and what were the challenges you faced when you went house to house to convince the ladies to come together?
Yes, my venture is not with machine. It's like easy to maintain machine than people. So to get the cooperation, to get the trust of the people, it's very difficult. But then with that, the spirit that is in me, with that 5 women, not only me, that 5 women along with me, then we work hard, like so to get the trust of the people. When we get the trust of the people, then they will work with us. They will not work for us, but work with us.
Right.
That is the spirit.
Because as you said, that they become your partners.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, they all become partner and you grow together. That is the whole meaning of cooperative, right? I mean, you all are all growing simultaneously. I think this is a wonderful idea, and I'm sure that it will even grow more and more, right? And you recently also launched Airweave or something recently?
Yes, yes. Me along with the cooperative society, together we launched this brand Airweave, because to market products without a brand is difficult this time. So we work on the brand. We call it Airweave, and we just launched it.
Okay, recently.
So yeah, we intend, but through this Airweave we can market it outside India, and also in India and outside India
as well. Yeah, because I think there is a lot of demand for traditional, clothings, right? People love it. I mean, and handloom has a big demand if it is marketed well. We will come to the marketing a little bit later. Let me come to Kara once again. Kara, people. I come across a lot of people who, especially during this pandemic, they have skilled themselves by sometimes even by watching YouTube, and I know somebody who, by just watching YouTube videos, etc., today she's very successful. But then, having said so, how important is to pick up a skill earnestly, to learn, to never stop learning, because you can't say, as for you also, you can't say that I've learned it all and I'm an expert. Right? You have to reskill yourself again and again, because the demands from the people can be varied. How do you cater to all that demand? Somebody might ask you this kind of a cake, somebody might ask you for a totally different thing. So how do you keep yourself all the time skilled when based on the demands of the people, of the customers that they make for you?
Okay, what we have to do is we have to keep on practicing every time, every day, like whatever people they ask for, like they order the cakes, different type of cakes. So we have to, first of all, we have to start. We have to see, like for the recipe, for the ingredients, what type of ingredients we have to make, so that we can
keep on upgrading yourself.
Upgrading
ourselves. So now you have a proper kind of a I don't know if we will call it a factory, but what kind of a setup you have, and what kind of, did you take a loan or something like that to set it up, because it must have costed you to some extent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take a loan so that I can, like, I have to buy machines, I have to buy the oven,
Right.
and this planetary, and so many things we have to
Right,
buy,
right.
so that's why I have to take a loan.
Loan. And there is, when we are talking about entrepreneurship, there is, government is also very open to the idea of entrepreneurship. Our chief minister here in the state is very passionate about it, in fact, and he talks about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial skill all the time. And, there are banks who easily give so much of loan. So I think it becomes relatively okay. Once your paperwork are ready, I think there are financial institutions who are ready to give you the loan. And but then, as she said, like, you have to know with what you should begin.
Yes.
Right? So let's come to you, Yaisha, once again. When it comes to marketing, like, for you also it's a common question, really, because there are so many people, especially in baking, there are so many people who are doing baking.
Yes.
Yet you need to stand out. You have to be a little different.
Yes.
So what makes you, stand apart? So how do you achieve that? Because there's so many women I know, so many young girls I know who are in this business of baking, of supplying. But then why should a customer come to you? So you have to always give something special. So how do you go about marketing that?
Like when it comes to marketing, there's a quality and a quantity. Like, there are some people they go for quantity, but for us we go for quality wise.
Right.
So that's why, like, what we have to do quality, we have to give them the best, whatever we can.
Right.
So
And there should be a variety also.
A
isn't
variety
it?
also.
Yeah, variety also.
variety of
Because nowadays we the world is at the click of our button, and we just have to type the word called, Google the word called cake designs or cake, and you will see so many varieties.
Yes.
Right? And so many designs, and one has to learn and one has to do that, because somebody might say that I want this one for myself, for my birthday, or for my child's birthday. So you have to quickly also be able to deliver that, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? So when we are talking about Airweave, about this very special silk that is found here, how do we let the world know that this place has this very, very different kind of a material that can be actually, it can be spread to the whole world, in fact, right? How do we go about the marketing?
Yes, that is what the Airweave is just launched. For the world to know, for the world to know that in this place, in Meghalaya, we have these products out of Air silk. It's hand spun Air silk, and they can Google, they will find the, just Google Airweave, they will find us in the website. So through that, the world will know, in the website, we tell them about the story.
And what are the kind of products you are making? Because you also have to diversify, right? So what are the products right now you are trying to offer?
Yes, we are trying to find the market demand.
Okay.
So right now the demand is for the stoles, muffler, the shawl, and also the garments, for the fabrics for garments, for stitching garments. So that is the demand, and we also intend that we also depends on the market demand, we will produce.
Okay. I think you have, I saw that you also have some shoes, I saw. That looked very interesting. Tell us the shoe journey.
Yeah, the shoe, like
ladies' shoes.
Have, yes, ladies' gents' shoes also.
Also, okay.
We have the fabric, like just the way, the defect fabric.
Okay.
So out of that, we can make shoes, we can make many garments, like out of but then we will need the shoemaker, which at present we cannot, so we stopped producing the shoes.
Okay, but when you launched it, I think there was a lot of demand.
Yes,
right?
There is a lot of demand for shoes,
because ladies would love to match what they're wearing with their shoes, right?
The bags,
and they're so fashionable in any case. But so you in future you want to produce those shoes also?
Yes.
Okay, because I just checked in on your website, and there are some beautiful shoes. I thought it looks so nice, for special occasions one can wear those, match it with their attire and go, right?
Yes. When you come to that point, employment, so why not you go into that shoes making also? That also will create employment.
Right, yes. Yeah, when we are talking about opening up one's venture, there can be so many local products that we have. I mean, there are so many products that is there available here with which they can start. But then the drive has to be there, the passion has to be there, right? And as I said right in the beginning, that you have to be extremely patient. Hard work, definitely, right? Hard work, I mean, nothing is successful without hard work. Both of you have been awarded. Let us come to you, Kara. In 2010, you received an award. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, in 2010 I got an award on Successful Entrepreneur. On that, during that time I have received for this because I have this. I have told you that I am doing for food processing. So that was the year 2010. I got an.
But you are not doing any food processing now, or you'll continue it? Once?
Yeah, I'll have to continue again because I have stopped for some times.
Okay. Tell us about because I think it was last year from Prime Hub that you were for manufacturing. Tell us for what were you awarded?
Yes, that was in 21.
21, yeah, last
Chief
year.
Minister Entrepreneur Championship Award.
Yes, and that was manufacturing award from Rihoi district.
For Airweave silk only.
Airweave silk only.
For weaving.
Okay, so I mean, what is it that there is? I mean, nothing is totally successful, but then there is always options open for improvement. So where are still the hurdles both of you feel when it comes to becoming more self-reliant? Because for women to take up such challenging jobs, where are the the difficulties that still exist which needs to be sorted, you feel, Yaisha?
Yes, as for me, the most important problem is because we are women. So balancing our time. Yes, balancing our time between our family, our workplace and our passion. So we really have to fight for that. We have to balance the time. And the other problem is the fun. Yes, we start from zero. So from zero to scale up, we need fun. So to increase our production, we will need fun, as we have discussed about the loan and all. I would like to share one experience of the loan. In 2011-12, I took up that PMGP loan. But then that time, that is why I mentioned about that planning. Without proper planning, yes, I just took the loan. Then till today I'm a defaulter. I would like to share my experience so that others will not fall into that trap.
I think this is a wonderful thing that you have said, from our own experience, because you take a loan only when you are ready to take the loan, when everything is set, right? Because if you cannot pay the loan on time, obviously your interest goes up and you become a defaulter, and you might not get a loan in the future too. So one has to be careful. I mean, this is a wonderful little personal experience that you have shared, right? Kara, you are also balancing, because she said for a woman to balance the home and her passion, it's a little difficult. So what kind of, who is your main support at home? I'm sure, your family is your big support, and that's why you are what you are today, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very true. What Yaisha has said just now, like because we have a family, it's very difficult for us to balance. So my family are very supportive. They are very supportive for me. So that's why they, like I have my sisters, they can look after my children also, like that way. So if I have to go anywhere, like they are there to help me also.
Absolutely. And Yaisha, you're also teaching, right? So you are managing so many things actually.
Yes.
You must be very hardworking, and and you are being able to still continue. Any future plans you have long term?
As you mentioned that time management is very, very important. So as we women, we are also mother. So the very first thing to be successful is to discipline our children. That is because if we discipline our children right when they are small, so when they reach 12 to 15, we can leave them on their own. They are
Okay.
disciplined. So that is from my experience.
Okay.
So when they are at the age of 12, I just leave them. They know their own duty. They come from school, they wash, then
Okay,
they
can do
eat,
their own
then
work.
they study. I don't
Ah.
have to. It will not be a burden. If we can discipline them when they are small, it will not be a burden for us. So
Okay.
we can walk freely.
Absolutely. I
Yes.
think this is another important
Yes.
point, right? Because, initially we are so busy in our family life, raising children, but then we also have our dreams and hopes and passions,
yeah,
which
yeah.
all women can take it up.
Yes.
They cannot give the excuse that, I have a family, I have children, and
Yes,
so I
yes.
cannot. And as she said, time management is so important, right?
Yes.
24 hours in a day is actually long enough if we know how to balance it right. Wonderful speaking to you. We are almost coming towards the end of this discussion today. But then, before I conclude this, I would like to, because there are so many ladies, so many young girls who are maybe graduating and now are waiting for a job. What is the kind of inspiring kind of little advice you would like to give, Kara, to them? How can they take up their hobby, their passion, and become self-employed? Instead of waiting for a job to happen for them. Any words for them?
Okay. The first step is that we don't need to wait for the government job. Whatever you have, your passion, you start with that, and then you start little by little, and then you have to work very hard, and you have to be very patient with the things, whatever you want to do. It's not just that if you start, like if it doesn't if you don't succeed, then you have to keep on try again, keep on try again until you succeed.
Absolutely. I think this is a mantra that, most successful people say, that you can't give up. It's not that you will achieve success instantly. Success is never so sweet. It has a lot of struggles involved too.
Yes.
Yes. So Yaisha, what is because you have come a long way and you are still in the process and, of preserving this tradition that is there in the state. What is the little kind words that you would like to share with our viewers who are watching this program?
Yes. Start small, work hard, and keep working till you reach your goal. That is.
Okay, wonderful. I'm so glad, to have brought you to this program. You all look so determined, and the fact that you all have come to this level, and I'm sure that you all have many more miles to go and many more success stories to etch in your lives. Thank you so much, Yaisha, as well as Kara, for coming to the studio and inspiring all our ladies today on this important day, that how they should not wait for jobs to come to their door, but they should go chasing for jobs and make a bright future for themselves as well as for others around them. Thank you once again. Well then, dear viewers, so that's how we have celebrated International Women's Day today in the studio, by bringing for you these two successful ladies who have actually had their passions today, and they are successful by their own rights, and they are independent and job creators. I'm sure that you have taken some inspiration from this discussion today, and you are filled now to do something. It is very important to skill ourselves. Even if you have a small little skill, that skill will take you a long way. So try to skill yourself. Whatever little hobby you have, try to grow that hobby, so that tomorrow when the time comes, maybe that hobby will come to good use, and you can make a living out of that hobby and that skill. Thank you very much for watching this program. Until next time, from all of us here, it's goodbye.